Good evening. You're watching Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan. As the Election Commission gets set to announce the dates for the UP polls tomorrow, all eyes are on the young Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, who has, in his very public battle with his father, emerged as a leader who's come into his own. Akhilesh Yadav tried again today to make up with Mulayam, but so far it's not worked. Many, however, believe the outcome may not matter anyway, because by standing up to his father and the SP's old guard, Akhilesh has come out stronger. Is that the case? Has Akhilesh Yadav emerged as the BJP's biggest rival in Uttar Pradesh?
Another day of high drama in the Samajwadi party, but talks between the two factions have failed. The morning began with Azam Khan brokering a phone call between father and son. Mulayam, who was in Delhi, suddenly chartered a plane to Lucknow and rushed to meet Akhilesh. His brother-in-aid Shivpal and Amar Singh had no idea. But there was no breakthrough at a 3-hour meeting between father and son. Sources said the compromises discussed were that Mulayam Singh will reassume the role of the top boss. Akhilesh Yadav will help decide the party's candidates, and Shivpal Yadav, Mulayam Singh's brother and a long-standing red flag for Akhilesh Yadav, will be granted a national role in party affairs, allowing the Chief Minister some more breathing space in Lucknow. But sources say Shivpal Yadav wants to keep rights to decide Samajwadi candidates and opposes any action against Amar Singh, who, like him, is a red flag for the Chief Minister. Shivpal Yadav first came in here and met with Mulayam Singh Yadav and his son, Akhilesh Yadav. They all spent some time together inside, and then Shivpal also met Mulayam separately for many hours. However, till late night, both sides insisted there was no compromise. Sources say the fear that both factions may lose the bicycle symbol of the party is what prompted Mulayam to attempt a last-ditch compromise. But till late night, there was no final word on whether the great Yadav family drama in UP would have another twist. With Sonal Mehrotra in Delhi and Rahul Srivastav and camera persons Ramesh Verma and Mohammad Arif in Lucknow, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.
Well, make no mistake, this is going to be a crucial assembly election. We call all of them crucial, but perhaps this one even more so. Joining us tonight, senior journalist Neerja Chaudhary here in the studio with us. Sharath Pradhan, senior journalist, joining us as well. Sharath has covered UP politics for many, many years and knows the state backwards. Juhi Singh of the Samajwadi party joins us tonight from Lucknow, and Sambit Patra of the BJP also joining us tonight. Let me ask the commentators first. Sharath Pradhan, you wrote a piece on the day that Mulayam Singh expelled his son from the party the first time. You said this is nothing but harakiri. You still stand by that? How have you seen in how you've seen this play out over the last few days? You still think it's suicide?
Well, Nidhi, it when round one of this Parivar war came up, at that time it seemed that since Samajwadi party has emerged as a divided house, the advantage would go to BSP because of the drift of the Muslim vote. Samajwadi is seen as a weaker party. The Muslims were naturally drifting towards the BSP. But demonetization came as some kind of a boon for Akhilesh. It by default, it arrested the drift of the Muslim vote, and it seemed to gravitate towards Akhilesh because they thought that this was the time when Akhilesh needed to be strengthened to fight the BJP. But the round two of the family war has made it worse. Now, round two and now round three, all kinds of things have been happening. I don't see anyway. Yes, Akhilesh has emerged stronger as far as the party is concerned. But as far as wresting power or maintaining or retaining power in the next round of elections, I don't see any reason how Samajwadi party is gaining out of this. It is harakiri again. It is worse, a kind of harakiri, and it is like giving away to the BJP on a platter.
Okay, that's so you stand by that. You believe that it's advantage BJP. Okay, you believe it's advantage BJP. Neerja, what's your assessment? There clearly is a divided assessment of this. Some believe that Akhilesh Yadav, by rallying the party around him, could make this election very much about his tenure and his achievements, and because the BJP doesn't have a chief ministerial candidate, it puts them at a disadvantage. But Sharath seems to think it's harakiri. Do you?
I think the divide, if there is this formal split, is naturally going to hurt the party. the assertion by Akhilesh Yadav yesterday, taking charge of the party, has gone down well with people who are not traditional supporters of the Samajwadi party. They are young people across castes who look at him differently, who want him to continue for another term. They are women and so on. There are other sections apart from Muslim and Yadav, which has been the traditional vote bank of the Samajwadi party. Within the traditional vote bank, the party is totally with Akhilesh Yadav, but say older Muslims, older Yadavs may not like Mulayam Singh Yadav being removed as a national president because they feel he built up the party. So how much of that loss is going to be offset by the new voters coming to Akhilesh Yadav remains to be seen. But the biggest problem is going to be a new symbol.
Yeah.
You know, to popularize a new symbol within 3, 4, 5 weeks, because election notification is expected any day now.
Tomorrow most
it's
probably.
It's a tall order. Even if there is huge goodwill for Akhilesh Yadav, and I saw this when he embarked on his Rath Yatra early November. I mean, I have not seen craze of that kind since the days of Vishwanath Pratap Singh, 87 and 1988, when he went on to dethrone Rajiv Gandhi. So people used to say we want Akhilesh here and we want Modi.
But they identify it with the cycle, and therefore if he's just got a month.
It does make a difference. It does make a difference.
So Juhi Singh, I mean, I know that you may not be privy to the inner drama that's going on within the family at the moment, but what are the chances of a truce happening realistically? Miss Singh, can you hear me? All right, I'm just going to try and fix the audio there. Let me take this question though to Sambit Patra of the BJP. Sambit, there are some reports that there is concern in the BJP that the split in the SP may not necessarily benefit the party, especially if it becomes about Akhilesh Yadav making this a referendum on his own work and making it a personality-driven contest, because the BJP doesn't have a chief ministerial candidate, which arguably would be your biggest weakness.
In fact, Nidhi, I would disagree to the fact that there is any such concern in the party. The only concern in Bharatiya Janata Party is the aspirations of the people of Uttar Pradesh, the development of Uttar Pradesh, which has received a big hit by the family feud and the family drama of Samajwadi Party that we all are witnessing, not just this week, but in fact since the last 6 months. And you would all agree with me that in this family feud, the biggest casualty has been governance of Uttar Pradesh. The time that should have been devoted by Akhilesh Yadav, the present chief minister, for the governance and development of Uttar Pradesh, the same amount of time in the last 6 months has gone only to manage the family drama. And secondly, as far as the talks, Akhilesh is emerging as a new leader because he's now coming to time. I would say that he's coming to time when the time is running out. This is farcical. He should have come to time when he was anointed as the chief minister of the state, and he should have performed. Today all this drama is happening because he feels that this is a shield, this is an excuse for his misgovernance. But Akhilesh Yadav, as well as the supporters of Mr. Yadav, should remember the fact that no amount of this can act as an excuse.
You believe it's entirely orchestrated, whatever's happening in the SP right now?
You see, in fact, the Bharatiya Janata Party does not care whether it is orchestrated or whether it is for real. All we care is what should have been the core agenda. The agenda should have been growth and development of Uttar Pradesh, because Uttar Pradesh has been suffering from last so many years. There we have day in and day out debates and discussions on something which is trivial, which in fact the general public does not want to discuss. So, why should I be discussing what is the relation between the father and the son? Why should I be knowing about what is the relation between the uncle and the nephew? That is none of my issue. My issue is whether people I just want to show you something very interesting.
Sure.
Just 10 seconds.
Sure.
Just 10 seconds, Nidhi, with your permission. This is a judgment of the Allahabad High Court on 26th of October, only about a month or so from today, when the Allahabad High Court questioned Mr. Akhilesh Yadav government, saying that why should we dismiss you? You have given no governance to the state. This was a case being heard for the malaria and the dengue death, when the Allahabad High Court castigated the Akhilesh government, saying that money has come
whether
from
his
the central
government will be dismissed or not will be in the polls, which are probably just a month away. Which are probably just a month away, it will be the ultimate verdict. But Juhi Singh, what is the likelihood of a truce, and how much of a setback will it be if the poll symbol ends up being frozen by the Election Commission, which is what is likely to happen with both factions taking a claim to it, how much of a setback would you honestly admit that would be for the party?
Nidhi, honestly, I wouldn't know, because on the 1st of January we took a decision. A message was something which the party cadres, with the MLAs, with the MPs, everybody was sending across, that we wanted it made clear that we want to go to 2017 under the leadership of our present Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav ji. And we made him the national president, the delegates and the MPs and the requisite amount of MLAs. After that, yes, our mentor, the person who has created this party, also went to the Election Commission, and we have also put in a petition in the Election Commission, so we'll wait for their verdict. But that decision is already made, that Akhilesh Yadav ji will lead us and the party in 2017
But won't
elections.
you concede
So,
that if you don't have the cycle as your symbol, that it will be it will be a difficult campaign? I'm not saying it's impossible, but it will make your task very difficult.
Difficult and a very big challenge. I agree with it, Nidhi, and we acknowledge it. When the decision was made, the facts were already before us, but it was imperative that we make this decision and send across this clear message that we are working under his leadership. So let's hope that we'll work harder if it does happen and we really have to face it. The candidates will work harder and maybe use some bits digital India to our advantage a little bit. But yes, we are ready to face it.
But let me ask you,
it is.
Juhi Singh, within the party, how has this split in a sense between father and son played out among people like you who represent the party as national spokespersons? Is there confusion? I mean, you're saying clearly Akhilesh is your leader, but why do you think Mulayam Singh Yadav did this on the eve of elections? Is there a sense of frustration that, as Sharad Pradhan was saying, that this is harakiri, this is political suicide, that you're giving it away to the BJP on a platter? Is there a sense of frustration about how this is playing out?
Nidhi, sometimes, we really don't have an option, because I agree with Sharadji, he's a very senior journalist, he knows UP, but he knows more than anyone else on this panel, that this is a decision we had to take, and this is a risk we had to take, because we were very clear as a party that the leadership has to be with Akhilesh Yadav for 2017, and that's the decision we made. The rest follows, whatever the pros and cons of that is. We think that a message is clear, and that's how it plays out in favor of BJP. It depends on what the BJP does on ground and what the other parties do on ground. But once we've made the decision, now we have to put our house into order and face whatever challenges come, and it's going to be a challenging task.